is up, guys? So in today's video, I'm just going to give my feedback of the season 1 for Diablo 4, the season of the Malignant, and basically tell you guys how I have been feeling so far. I have been playing a Necromancer, so Necromancer is the choice of my class, and honestly, at the start, I wanted to play a barbarian, a whirlwind barbarian, because if you notice, I have been playing a lot of whirlwind, cyclone, spinning stuff in PoE. So I really wanted to play that, but after looking at a lot of the nerfs, I think it's going to be quite bad. So I decided to switch to a necromancer, and yeah, that's really just look at the avatar. The avatar is the whole reason why I also wanted to play a necro. Like, it's just so freaking cool, man. The armors and the cosmetics and stuff. Okay, so yeah, I have been playing a necromancer. Like, this is my only character. Didn't have much time to play because of work and stuff. I have a lot of meetings and calls, so like in between breaks and whatever, I'll just do a few dungeons, try to progress here and there. So okay, I've been playing the Bone Spear. Okay, Bone Spear since like the start all the way until now. So at the very beginning, I was playing a hybrid build. When I say a hybrid build, right, I meant like using Bone Spear as my main source of DPS, where while I also have like the skeletal warriors and mages. Okay, this is basically the warriors is basically to sustain the corpse, so that with the new heart, right, with this sorry, we can see with the new heart, walking near a corpse automatically activates an equipped corpse every skill. I think this is really super good. Like, it gives a huge quality of life, really a lot. Okay, and I think it's really very good, and that was why I decided to went with the hybrid bone spear build. And the mages are really just there to replenish my essence, because for those of you that have been playing Bone Spear, you know that this particular aspect is not enough. It is not enough. It is always not enough, especially when you're gonna spam your Bone Spear, spam and like just try to kill things off screen, right? It's a bit hard, but the moment you start spamming the skill, you start to see your essence deplete like mad. And really, there is really no way to properly. I want to just say, right, there's really no proper way to sustain your Bone Spear if you want to spam it. Okay, you gotta conserve and use every single Bone Spear very carefully, right? Because um if you look at it, right, okay, so this aspect is basically on a lucky hit, up to a 10% chance to generate 32 essence when hitting a vulnerable enemy on your bone skills. Okay, I think what a lot of people don't understand is this is not a flat 10%. This is a multiplier 10% according to your lucky hit chance. Okay, so if I were to look at my lucky hit chance now, here, okay, this is 22%, 22.4%. Okay, my bone spear is currently 61%. Okay, so 10% of this 61% is only 6%. So every bone skill damage that you hit with any of the bone skills, right, it can be, I think it can be your primary skills also, if I'm, yeah, it can be your primary skills also. So either one of these, as long as any of these damage hits, right, you have a 6% chance to regenerate 30 to 50 essence. 6%. That's not a lot. That is dirt low, garbage little. Okay, I don't know what else to explain that, but yeah. So that's why I really prefer the hybrid build, because having 5 skeletal mages, right, it's just gonna replenish your bone spear a lot, and you can just spam it at ease. Really, really, really very good. And I took the corpse tendril with the blood orb, and there is an aspect previously where I use whenever you pick up a blood orb when you're full health, right, you gain 10 to 20 essence, I think. So in the mid game, right, I would say, okay, not the mid game, maybe early to mid game, the transition, it was really very fun because I really have zero problems with the essence. Okay. However, when you start to go towards the mid game, like around 60 plus ish, when you're trying to do the capstone dungeon, you'll realize that the build, this hybrid build just can't fit it anymore. Okay. The whole reason is really just because your minions are just too paper. They are like some wet paper, you know, you just touch it a little bit and it dies already. That's how bad it is. Second is you really want to spec into the sacrifice nodes for more damage and stuff. Okay, that's why you sacrifice everything for more crit, more essence, more crit damage, and you just take all of this over here. Alright, and when you spec into the full bone spear, you can really see the damage that is coming out of it. Like all of this key passives or whatever, the Ostify Essence key passive also increase critical damage and whatsoever. Okay. Nonetheless, I think I'll just go ahead and do one dungeon that is not really bad for me. Okay. So I think we're talking about the build first, alright? So I think Bone Spear is really very strong, but I am starting to think otherwise for the late game. Okay, so now that I'm going to transit into the late game progression where it becomes, all of us know, okay, it's gonna become a stagnant thing, a chore thing that you're just gonna farm endless dungeon, trying to farm for the correct or perfect rare items, correct? This is kind of like a chore, and of course hell tights. And the Bone Spear actually poses a lot of problem when it comes to the late game. First of all is the suppressor affix. Right, the suppressor affix is so problematic that you are going to lose like a huge ton of DPS. Okay, so if you see, right, the real damage from Bone Spear, right, usually comes from the shards that is returning back to you. So this shards, you can see that 3 shards is coming back, right? So the real damage actually comes after that. That's like the powerful part of it, okay? But if you have a suppressor, it becomes a problem because that's the only point of what do you call it? That's the only point of getting the vulnerable damage. If you didn't pump the Corpse Angel once, which I did not because I find that it's, oh my god, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, so basically when you see a suppressor elite, you are, it depends on how strong is the elite also, you are kind of like struggling with it. And to me, right, I think this is really bad. And the suppressor is only one of them. Like, suppressor is only one of them. There are other stuff that is very taxing for this build also, like the co-enchant. Okay, the co-enchant is actually quite, it's just very strong. I think many of the players has also talked about this, like why is the damage multiplier on the co-enchant for elite monsters so powerful? Like you just can't beat the other enchantments, like poison, right? There's poison, right? Poison enchantment. What else is there? I don't really know. But yeah, there are more problems that this build cannot handle. Okay, and this is, I wouldn't say this is like late game. This is only like Nightmare Dungeon 37, right? All of the Nightmare Dungeons have been lowered in difficulty. So I think 37 should be like 50 last time. Oh, no, sorry. Now 37 should be, actually I'm not sure. Should I just say 20? Maybe 20? Yeah, okay, maybe around there. But nonetheless, right, the whole point is the difficulty has been lowered. Okay, so it should not be such a problem. That's why you see that there are so many players out there that has actually cleared Nightmare Dungeon 100. Like, you I think for those of you that does not know, right, there is a sorcerer level 100 that is using Blizzard Ishard? No, not Ishard. Okay, basically using Blizzard. He cleared the Nightmare Dungeon 100. Okay, at first I thought it was a bug. Okay, at first I thought it was some new expert or whatever. Okay, so here is a suppressor monster. You can see how much I'm struggling with damage over this. See, the damage is really quite bad. I'm staying in the circle for like quite long already. Look at that. And suppressor is a very common what do you call that? A very common affix for the elites. Like more or less in 2 dungeons you'll definitely be able to see one. Okay, and this is the kind of struggle that I am going through with this build right now. So I just thought that you know, sometimes also you still will have struggles with essence generation. Look at that, my essence is so low, and when your essence starts to turn low, right, you don't really see the proper or full damage of one spear. Right, that's also another problem. And I just really don't want to deal with the essence issue. It's very annoying. I really hate to deal with it. Like previously I was playing a sorcerer, right? So I had to deal with the mana problems, and I really hate managing this. I just want to like play the game and kill the stuff, not restrict myself into doing things that I can't. And that's why I have decided, like at this point of time, I've gotten like 4 medallion ring, okay, the unique ring for minions, and I am going to convert into that because I think it's more chill and relaxing, kind of like safer in a way also. So yeah, that's my intention. Okay, and with that said, right, I am going to talk about the malignant mechanics now. Okay, so first of all, I think the hearts are damn cool. Okay, I think it's a really nice introduction to the season, right? It boosts a lot of new interesting stuff. Okay, but I can safely say, right, history is gonna repeat itself, definitely. Okay, history is definitely gonna repeat itself because the heart is just all there is in addition to the game. In your late or end game, when you are kind of like more than half done with your character, what do? It's gonna be the same thing okay, I would say, can I just put it at season 0? Oh, alright, I'll just put it at season 0, right? It's going to be the same exact thing again. You're gonna grind dungeons endlessly. Do you know how boring is that when every time, let's just say you have like either, you know, study finish or for those of you that are working, you know, you just came back from work from a tired day and you just want to relax and play the game, but every single day after you come back, you're just gonna open Diablo 4 and you're just gonna click a dungeon and do and rinse and repeat and just keep looking at all of these rare items to see if you hit the affix that you wanted. Right, like I said before in my previous video, okay, this is becoming more and more like a equipment gacha game. Right, you cannot not see the equipment. Right, even how do I put it? Even if you have, let's say, a 4 affix equipment already, right? It is still not possible to not see it because who knows, right? You might actually get the same 4 affix again, but with a higher roll. And of course, with a higher roll, let's just say lucky hit chance or critical strike chance, right? You will definitely want to change it no matter what. And this cycle of grinding the equipment, right, just repeat endlessly until you are level 100. And when you are level 100, then what? Like, yay! Yay! I've completed the game. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. The end game is just bad. There is no fun to it. There is really no fun to it in the end game. Like, the real fun, right, for me comes in the progression from the early to the mid game. Okay, that's really very fun when you try to explore new classes, new stuff. Okay, and the only thing that I can think of fun enough in the late game is to try a new build. Try a new build that you have not tried before. But this concept, right, also then again takes place whereby you have to farm for the items and it becomes a grinding session over again. To me, this is really very bad. Okay, and the Millennium Tunnel, right, is I don't know about how the others felt, but I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because first of all, right, you are never going to farm the Millennium Dungeon at the late game. Never. Okay? Why would you want to farm a Millennium Dungeon in the late game when you can just farm a normal dungeon and still get the Millennium Hearts? And when you farm the Millennium Dungeon, right, in World Tier 4, I ever encountered a situation whereby you get a level 3 heart, whereas the random catch that you get from town gives you a guaranteed level 4? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would I want to go and run a dungeon and waste time to get something that is lower than what I can get from RNG catch? So this thing doesn't make sense to me, and I think that also like their Millennium boss, right? So when you do a Millennium Tunnel, you at the end of the stage you can either go right to get one more extra heart or go left to kill the dungeon boss. Okay? Come on, honestly speaking, the boss is not strong at all. Like especially for those of the people that are like playing Bone Spears, right? Bone Spears, it's just a very simple thing whereby you just keep going round, alright, around him, and just throw your Bone Spear and let all the shards hit them. And it will die in like 5 to 10 seconds without unleashing all of its skills. Okay, so I think, right, you know what they could have done? It's just a very simple thing. They could have just done like the boss as like a world boss or something like that. Those kind of world boss difficulty, okay, making it much tankier, not something that can die in like 5 seconds. Okay, even though the world boss also dies in like 5 to 10 seconds when all of the players are like fully geared, but still you can make it thicker, make it more challenging, and make it more rewarding, whereby it guarantees at least a Rafu heart, guarantees at least one. Okay, so it's just disappointing that the season boss is quite garbage in a sense that it is not, first of all, it's not fulfilling, second of all, it's not difficult. Okay, it's not difficult at all. Okay, and yeah, it literally just wraps up my TLDR on how I felt about this season. Okay, so this is the end of the dungeon, right? Look, this is what everybody does. You just go through item by item, see, is there a skill or a fix you want? No. I'm going to salvage this because it's a unique. Next, I'll look through all of the uniques first. Okay, so next, nope, nothing good. Putting it aside. Next, also not good. Putting it aside. And this whole thing repeats over and over again. Look, I'm just going to sell away all the sacred items and have a look at the ancestral items, because I am like at the late game now. There is no point to look at the sacred items. So not trash. Sorry, excuse me. Trash. I'm not using two-handed, so I can throw away. Trash.
Anything else?
And that's it. I'll just go salvage. All of this, I do not need them. Sword, and yes, this is also another problem. Why do you have to put the hearts together in the inventory again? We are already so limited with inventory space already. I just don't understand. I seriously do not understand. Like, look at this quest and aspect. We don't really need an aspect tab, right? Like, okay, the aspect can be put under equipment because it's not like we're gonna keep our aspect in our inventory stash. And the quest is like, what the hell? What the hell? This could have been something else like gem, heart, elixirs, right? This is just an empty space stash, and it's not. Come on, I'm not some programmer or whatever, but I'm pretty sure, right? It is very easy to just change this tab, coding into something that you put into this stash tab instead. This particular tab, this particular shit, instead of putting it here, you just code it in a way that you divert all of this item categories so and so, copy paste into the codes and just put it under this tab, and you just rename this as something else, whatever. Okay, etc, misc, miscellaneous, whatever, I don't care, just put it here. Is it really so hard for the devs to do this? Like, for real? Really, for real? it's it's seriously depressing. Okay, like, they can't even manage these kind of things. And according to the latest campfire chat, right, okay, I have not seen the one that was yesterday, but I know previously they mentioned that they're gonna add one more stash tab. Okay, like every other player, okay, one more stash tab is better than nothing, but still one more. Is it really so hard? Like, there was a Twitter, right, from the, is it the devs or the CEO or something like that? They say they cannot add more stash tab because it will open up every other player's stash tab as well. Okay, this to me, right, is upfront a stupid excuse. I swear. Like, what kind of excuse is that? Dude, PoE has been there for years or decades with the game, and they are open world also. When you go into a town, you can see other players, right? Not solo self-found, but what is the other one? The normal, yes, the normal ones. And you can see other players, and you can have like 30 stash tabs. No problem. No problem whatsoever. You have stash tab and stuff. So if PoE can do that like years ago, why can't you just do this now? I mean, like, come on, your company is like so much way bigger than PoE. This is like, I don't want to call it a disgrace, but come on, man, do something about it. This is Blizzard we are talking about. Yeah, it's just bad. So that kind of like wraps up. Really, there's really nothing more to this season other than the hearts and you putting it into your character over here, which I think is really very cool. It's very interesting. Okay, but that's all to it. That's really all to it. Okay, look at the meta builds. The meta builds is coming back again. Other than Necromancer rising up to fame because of the hearts. The hearts are, it's giving the players a lot of quality of life. Okay, and this is exactly what the players are looking for. Come on, I don't want to be playing a minion Necromancer that I have to click 5 to 6 buttons. That's not how a Necromancer works. It's annoying if I have to keep spamming Decryptify. I have to keep spamming my summon skeletons, and I have to spam a button that can cast vulnerability on it, and I have to put one finger on a button for like blood mist as an emergency button. It's like four used up already. 4. Okay, and then you have another one that has to cast like your, I wouldn't say mandatory skill, but a once in a while skill where you can burst out damage. And also there's like Bone Storm, right? So there's Bone Storm also, which is BIS for every single Necro build, and that's like 6 buttons. 6 buttons all you have to spam over here. How annoying is that, man? And I feel that was why, right? That was why when the announcement or the news came out that Necromancer hearts are like so and so, the automated curse and the automated corpse explosion, corpse and drill, everyone just switched to Necromancer within like they didn't even play their first character until level 20. All of them switched to Necromancer. Okay, I admit I was one of them. I was playing Rook, and then I saw the Necromancer Hearts and I was like, holy crap, this is such a good QOL. I just want to chill and play my game. And yeah, that's why I also have decided sorry, I've also decided that I'm going to play a minion build, regardless or not whether the clear is good. Because I just want to chill. I really just want to chill and play my game and not struggle so hard. Okay, struggling is definitely part and parcel of like the process of this game. So you gotta struggle and farm your gears. That is quite normal, I guess. But I don't want to be struggling every single time. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so yup, that ends my review on this D4 season. Okay, I don't think, honestly, I don't think I'll be posting more videos on D4 anymore. To be honest, right, I think I will be stopping very soon. D4. I'm going to be preparing for PoE 3.22, and that will be my next video, which I'll be doing very very soon also. My workload has been taken off a lot from me, due to some reasons here and there, and I'll be back to posting my videos and of course doing my streams. Once 3.22 is up, I'll be a lot more active in 3.22. Okay, so yeah, just do catch up on my videos and of course look at the ExileCon updates and stuff. Right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.